Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Everyone is talking about Top Gun Maverick, and it's now the #1 movie in the world.
Outstanding.
It will leave you cheering.
Yes!
And is the ultimate summer movie experience.
Damn right.
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Let's get Tess on the line for Profile This. We'll take caller 9 now at 206-421-ROCK. In the meantime, we head to the drink desk and Steve in the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Just a few quick comments here. Someone says steak and stuffing actually does sound amazing. It really does, man. Yeah. And then someone else adds, #1, deviled eggs.
That's a big
That's a
good
call,
Midwest
man.
thing.
That is a good call. Today we toast an unidentified 32-year-old man from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. At 10:15 at night, he broke into a business, stole the entire cash register, just rips it off the counter. But instead of having a getaway vehicle or a man to take off, the man decided to take off on foot, carrying the register. Now, the cops, they see him, so they give chase. To escape, he jumps into a river. Again, I want to remind you, this is Winnipeg, Canada. In November, he jumped into a river. And as you'd expect, the river was icy and freezing. Now, in spite of this, he refused to be rescued for almost half an hour. Because at this point, the cops have him. And they're like, look, man, get out of the river. We're not going to come in and get you. You know, it's awfully chippy. And go ahead and get, for over almost 30 minutes, he would not get out. Finally, he gave in, and the paramedics were able to rescue the guy. Now, the good news for him, he did not manage to do any serious harm to himself after staying in the freezing water. The bad news is that he was turned over to the cops because he had no real sustainable injuries. But the salt in the wound news was that the register that he stole and ran out of the store with and got chased by the cops and jumped into a freezing river, it was empty. There was there was nothing in there. Not a goddamn thing. So he went through all of that, right? I know he ran the risk of getting arrested, so that's not the worst thing for him. But it's like, son, there was nothing in that register that you stole. And now he's in jail. A very nice Canadian jail. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Steve in the Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, guys.
Hola! All right, Tim Tam, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Then you know already that you have your choice of one of three stories. We can visit the wonderful world of drugs. We also have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Let's go with Bite Me.
Bite Me. Wait for it. Yeah, that's the line right there. That's the money line. All right, Tim, here is your story. An Oklahoma family wants to know how what they found in a can of green beans got into their can of green beans that they just purchased at one of their local grocery stores. Andrew and Chelsea Bellflower, they made the discovery while preparing for an Easter potluck dinner last spring. They were doing this at their church. Just keep that in mind. They're both youth pastors. Well, they picked up 8 cans of Best Choice Fancy Green Beans. Chelsea noticed something in the green beans that she didn't think should be there. She contacted the store where she bought the green beans, who told her she needed to call Best Choice. Store manager did, however, tell the couple they would pull the rest of the cans off the shelf. This is weird enough to them. They're like, hey, good looking out. Well, they discovered it over Easter. They were unable to immediately reach the company. The couple actually kept the object in case Best Choice wanted to see it firsthand. So it's the Easter holiday. There's no one at Best Choice for them to get a hold of. They're like, we're going to hold on to this. Quote, I'm afraid there could have been some bacteria or something in it. If this has been in a batch, maybe the distribution center will want to test it. That's according to Chelsea. Well, Best Choice said they pulled all cans of green beans from the entire state of Oklahoma because of what they found in one of their cans of green beans. The question is, what did they find? Was it a mouse head, a finger, a Band-Aid, or a frog? So mouse head, finger, Band-Aid, or frog. One of these things was in an unopened can of green beans and got a full recall in the state of Oklahoma.
Okay, two things. They held on to it. The second thing is that they got rid of all of them because of this one thing. I'm thinking mouse head.
You said mouse head, finger,
Band-Aid, or frog? Yes.
Oh, that's frog.
I mean, a Band-Aid to hold on to. I would think that it'd be cool to hold on to like a mouse head,
Well, no, they're holding on to it.
Thing.
They weren't holding on to it because they had this nostalgia of, look at this crazy thing. They held on to it so that, because keep in mind, it was at Easter when this happened. So when the company went back to regular day business, in case they wanted to see their claim, they held on to this thing.
Well, if it was a finger, they wouldn't be able to hold on to it. So it's not a finger. A Band-Aid maybe. And what was the last one?
A frog.
A frog.
A dead one, of course.
A dead frog. Okay, so we got mouse head, Band-Aid, or frog. I'm completely cutting out finger.
All right.
If they hold on to finger, in my opinion, then there's something wrong with them.
Okay.
But
I like that you're thinking this out. You want mouse head?
You going to go mouse head, Tim?
No. Wait. Before I say no, I'm gonna go back. Can I get one opinion from somebody?
Sure.
I think it's a frog, dude.
Ted going frog?
I'm going frog. I'm with you. I think if there was a finger, somebody would notice their finger missing.
Sure.
Okay.
And you'd probably...
Last time I disagreed with you guys, last week I think it was, I was wrong. I'm going to go with Ted. Let's say frog.
You're going to go frog?
Yep, frog.
Okay.
Jump on board, partner.
I'm going finger.
All right.
Going finger?
I'm going to give it a bit. I'm going to give it the finger test.
There's a finger in my green beans.
Yeah, man, it's a finger in there. Nothing wrong with a little finger in your beans. We're going to find out what it was. Was it a mouse head, a finger, a Band-Aid, or a frog next?
That was a tease.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
Everyone is talking about Top Gun Maverick, and it's now the #1 movie in the world.
Outstanding.
It will leave you cheering. Yes! And is the ultimate summer movie experience.
Damn right.
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All right, subject is biting me on profile. This Oklahoma family found something in a can of green beans. They were making
Get yourself an egg and beans.
Yes, making a dish for Easter dinner. It's going to be fed at a congregation of some type.
Yeah, their church, man.
Pulled all the cans off the shelf, the company did, after they found something in that can. Was it a mouse head, a finger, a Band-Aid, or a frog?
Tim, that is the very question that we posed to you. Now, Miles Montgomery, I love your spirit because deeply I wanted a finger as well. Because like you, I'm very macabre. Now, Tim, you said last time you disagreed with anyone on this program, it did you dirty. This time you agreed with the Ted Smith, said it is a frog. No! I'm sorry. Now, Tim, here's the worst part about this. It was, in fact, a mouse head.
Oh.
Exactly what you started with. You noodled it through. You came to a good conclusion.
My apologies, Tim.
Yeah. Mouse head.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. The Jimmys.
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Seth Meyers.
Seth.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right, these guys have teams of professional writers who help them come up with the monologues each and every night, and it's up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke, and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Queen's Gambit just won the most watched scripted limited series. The Queen's Gambit just became the most watched scripted limited series on Netflix. It's amazing. All it took was closing every bar, gym, and restaurant in America to get people to care about chess.
See, Kimmel. Fallon.
Some TV news, I saw that The Queen's Gambit just became the most watched scripted limited series on Netflix. It's amazing. All it took was closing every bar, gym, and restaurant in America to get people to care about chess.
News from the sports world. Apparently, the head coach of Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bruce Arenas, has openly been criticizing Tom Brady for his poor play on Monday night. Apparently, the Buccaneers head coach, Bruce Arenas, did not see how the Patriots season ended last year.
Ted Smith.
Yeah. Pick six. That's what they call it, the TB12 program.
TB12.
But he wants some nightshades now. I don't know why I'm pissed that he doesn't eat nightshades. I don't even like tomatoes that much, but I'm pissed. 15 alleged members of the Philadelphia mob have been indicted on federal charges, including a man named Tony Meatballs. And when the mob heard about this, they were worried. Which Tony Meatballs?
Seth Meyers.
Fallon. That's Myers.
15 alleged members of the Philadelphia Mafia have been indicted on federal charges, including a man nicknamed Tony Meatballs. And when the mob heard about it, they were worried. Which Tony Meatballs?
He did that better than I did.
Well, he has mob ties.
I heard that many Peloton customers are upset because their orders have been delayed for months. Right now, customers are like, how am I supposed to regret buying this thing if it never comes?
Ted Smith.
Fallon.
Get this, I heard that a lot of Peloton customers are upset because their orders have been delayed for months. Right now, customers are like, how am I supposed to regret buying this thing if it never comes?
What a weird, crazy year for Peloton.
Oh, man. What, man?
Still waiting on that poop, huh?
I am waiting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You guys going to battle it out. Miles is usually a post-show pooper.
Yeah, but there's no chick. I went use the women's bathroom.
Yeah. All right. Remember, because Peloton caught a lot of heat for their commercial they had in December.
What was everyone mad about? Like the dude bought it for his wife or girlfriend for Christmas. The implication being she needs to lose weight, in spite of, if you saw the commercial, she doesn't. She's obviously someone who just wanted to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But either way, right, people are all up in arms about that.
Right. She was tiny.
Actually, to be fair, the way the media works now, if 8 people were angry about it, which is probably about the going average, then it becomes a news story. So obviously, a ton of people did not care.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. And a lot of people just don't like Peloton, just weren't going to buy Pelotons to begin with.
Yeah.
Now, like I've told you before, I have a friend, his wife has been using that thing for a couple years, loves it, blah, blah, blah. Most at-home workout equipment, to me, is always going to be tough to use just because it's at your home.
Right.
Right? You're not physically going to a gym or something. It's like, anyhow, so the Peloton was kind of hurting there not hurting, but their sales weren't as great. And then once the pandemic started, all of a sudden, it seemed like the same 8 people who were hating on Peloton, now it's like the greatest thing ever invented.
Yeah, of course. You know what's funny about Peloton? A friend of mine who actually works for Jack Daniels, she was talking about some new product that Jack was kicking around. And I don't remember what the product was, but she was like, the debate has been the price point. Because the idea was, you're going to target more like, say, college-age students. It's something cheap but efficient, and it's made by one of the top distillers on this planet. And she was like, look, we have to raise the price of this. I'm like, why? So apparently when Peloton first launched, one of the benefits they're offering, in addition to all the interactive crap they have going on, is that it's cheap. Because, frankly, those bikes don't cost much to produce, right? So they're going to give it to you, not at a discount price, but this is the more affordable version instead of buying one of these really expensive ones. People wouldn't buy it. So they reached out to whatever agency. The agency came back and said, look, we did a research. No one knows anything about Peloton. Double your price. They doubled the price. Those things started selling out.
Yeah.
Because now people believe it must be good. But keep in mind, Peloton, the quality would be precisely the same, but you could have gotten it for half as much as they charge.
And you got to remember, they hit you two ways. So you buy the initial bike. It's $3,500, something like that, $2,500, whatever it is.
I have no idea. I have zero.
So you buy it, and then you have to pay a monthly subscription fee to get those classes.
You mean to talk to Chet, who's climbing up Mount Everest?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like
$50 a month.
It's almost like an entertainment company.
It is.
Yeah.
At that point, right?
Yep.
It's wild, man. Let's see. Dave Chappelle. Here's the deal. Everybody knows Chappelle's show. Massive, massive show for Dave Chappelle. But he didn't get any of the rights to Chappelle's show. So basically, he gets no money. So now it's on Netflix. It's on, I want to say, HBO Max as well. So Chappelle...
So it's originally, the rights are owned by Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Right. So it's... Right, so Viacom CBS basically is licensing the old Comedy Central series, Chappelle Show. So he did a new special for Netflix, Dave Chappelle. He's done a few for him.
Yeah.
And basically, he's just asking people, I like what he said, too. He goes, I'm not asking you to boycott any streaming service or any network. I'm just asking you to boycott my show until they kick me some money, which is kind of insane. When you think about that stuff.
Didn't Netflix agree to pull him?
Yeah, so Netflix said, cool, because they have a great relationship with Chappelle.
Yeah.
He's had a bunch of specials on there, and they're right. Looking forward thinking, which is tough in media, you want Dave Chappelle on your side.
Yes, you want new material.
Correct.
From Dave Chappelle.
And Chappelle's show's great, right? But and it's just kind of funny to see an artist be like, listen, nothing against Netflix or HBO Max, right? Netflix already pulled it. Just don't watch my show anymore. Just stop watching Chappelle's show.
Taylor Swift has spent a lot of the pandemic re-recording her old music because it got bought by the guy Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun,
who just recently sold it.
Right.
But she's been working the entire time to re-record that stuff. So he might own those masters, but she is making new masters. Same idea. Just like she didn't own it. So it's still her stuff, but if she re-records it, like if Chappelle redid the Chappelle Show, he would own those rights.
Correct.
Even if he went back and did the same skits again.
But that's the problem. You have to kind of get that. You have to redo what you've already done. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't Charlie Murphy pass away?
Yep.
So I mean, for her, she's one artist. So I could see where she could pull it. I mean, Don't get me wrong, that is not an easy task for her to do.
No.
I mean, the girl's got a ton of songs.
All right, but it's all her. I mean,
right. Whereas Chappelle, you got to get those writers back. One of the main characters on your show doesn't, unfortunately passed away. It would be pretty hard for him to get back in there. And then this too is look, I'm sure they're making an S ton of money off it. Just kick them down some. But
that's all he's asking.
Right, but that's not how it works.
Never is.
Now, this business is fun. But again, I just think that's crazy, right? If you ever liked me, you ever think there was something worthwhile about me, I'm begging you, please don't watch the show. Just boycott Dave Chappelle unless they pay me. I just can't. That's just crazy comment to me. I get where he's coming from, though. All right. So we all know Carol Baskins from Tiger King.
That's the only place I know her from.
Well, Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, I've watched one of those. Tiger King.
That's a lie.
What?
You always come in here talking about dancing and stuff.
I told you to keep that between us, man. My
bad.
love of dancing with... Nothing is more exciting to me than watching celebrities who I may or may not have heard of before. They can dance dances I've never heard of before.
Well, nothing's more exciting to me than our secret conversations about the tango.
Shh. The forbidden dance, the lambada.
Oh,
we've got that down. We figured that out last month. Come on, Miles.
Miles, when you're not around, sometimes we waltz.
Yeah. Once Miles dumped out on the bossa nova, he hasn't cared about dancing again.
It's always forbidden.
That's right, I know.
The school won't let us hold a dance. What do? We'll dance till we die.
So Carol Baskins got control of Joe Exotic's Oklahoma Zoo earlier this year, right? Joe's in jail. It had been under control of Jeff Lowe, the crazy bald guy who wears bandanas and leather jackets and hats.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Carol finally got around to visiting her new property last week. It was a mess. There was piles of rotting meat all over the place. And as they say, some interesting graffiti. One of the messages on the side of a building suggested Carol received relations from President Trump through the outdoor.
Okay. Damn.
Another one said, quote, if Carol killed her husband, clap your hands.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, look, it's pretty easy to blame Jeff Lowe here because he was in charge of the zoo.
Sure.
He told TMZ, he didn't do it. He said, quote, you think of all people, she would know about being accused of something without evidence. Which also isn't he didn't come out and say, I didn't do it.
He never said that.
He just said, you think she would know about being accused without evidence? Like, I mean, to his credit, he's keeping it legal.
Yep. You can't, I mean, it can say whatever it says. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and just that whole, we knew that show, right, entire King's Defense, they open it up and just say, this show's insane.
All these people are crazy.
Yeah, so.
And they are, and they continue to be. I respect
that. This one's just kind of odd and creepy. So, Drew Barrymore has a new talk show.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So they're always trying to get those, feel-good moments, blah, blah, blah. So she tried to manufacture one.
Oh, no.
By staging a wedding for a couple who had called off their ceremony due to COVID-19. So basically there's a woman named Selena and Dan, quote, met several years ago in school through mutual friends and have been together for 7 years. Selena's 24 now. If you do the math, that means Selena was 17 when they hooked up, so Dan would have been the same age, but he wasn't. Several people, basically, he was her teacher.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Somehow that makes everything just, a little creepier.
Right.
You can only do that in college.
Yeah, at that point, somehow it's like, well...
That's okay then. You paid for it, sure.
Yeah,
and you're 18. That goes a long way.
It does go a long way, but I don't know. I don't think Drew Barrymore was planning on being like, hey, we got a high school teacher here. It's going to marry one of his old students.
Of all the people, she was not. But I love that it happened to her. Like, wait, what?
Well, and that's the other thing, too, right? Like, you're 22, 23. You've been out of school for a while. You're at the local bar having a drink. Maybe old Mr. Teacher Smith walks in. That's a different story.
What are you trying to sell? That seems awfully beneficial to you.
Right, but I'm saying this dude started dating her when she was in high school.
I know.
That's the giant issue here, right? Like, I don't think it's crazy.
That's not a feel good
for an old teacher and an old student to reconnect or whatever, right?
But not a current student,
right? Obviously, nothing sexual. But I have a very good friend of mine who used to coach me, right? I mean, I was a kid when he coached me, but over the years we just stayed in contact and this and that. And now we're drinking buddies. Anyhow, obviously the segment hit YouTube. People started putting stuff in the comments. He was the teacher. Somebody said, I just hope he's more observant of his marriage vows than he was of the law when he started dating her.
Jesus. Adoro, we used to work with the guy. Real nice guy. Worked at the Easy Listening
I was thinking
station.
about him the entire time I'm talking about this.
And he had a real nice wife. They had kids. And we just asked the question, trying to make small talk. Hey, man, how did you meet your wife? He's like, I was her babysitter. It's hard to explain how skeeved out. We're like, oh, my God, man.
Yeah, they're not together anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not?
It's shocking.
Huh.
Oh, maybe she met a different one. And this weekend, man, enjoy some football, enjoy some food, whatever you're doing, chill out.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it so much. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
Top Gun Maverick is the #1 movie in the world.
Damn right.
It's an absolute blast from start to finish, and one of the greatest movies ever made.
Having any fun yet?
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Some good news. Researchers say that drinking hot chocolate could make dumb people smarter. In Toronto, Riverdale Park, at Riverdale Park, someone's doing snow art featuring the thing that makes cream of tartar. Connecticut man thrown out of strip club comes back to burn the place down. An SUV explodes with a lit cooking grill inside while driving into town. And a drone video shows a clueless swimmer being circled by a shark in Florida. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story. We go to the Great White North, where a couple needed to be taken to the hospital after their car caught on fire. The cause of the flames? The pair decided that they'd have a little something to eat and fired up the grill right there in their SUV. The interior of the car caught fire during their cook-in and caused the two to suffer some severe burns that landed them both in the hospital for treatment.
Again, do not cook in your vehicle, especially do not cook in your moving one.
Right. But now I got to know, was it a propane or was it a charcoal? Like, were they actually trying to keep a fire going in there? Or?
I'm guessing propane.
I assumed it had to be propane.
But that they didn't at all, it could have still been charcoal.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, you're moving around, too, so that grease trap, we have small grills.
That's true.
The grease trap isn't the strongest on those little guys.
Don't cook in your moving vehicle.
Don't cook in your vehicle.
Thrill, safe call.
I mean, I hear everything you're saying.
You know what?
You're right.
Back that up. I'm going with Mike. Moving or not, don't cook in your vehicle.
Don't cook in there. The only thing that I've ever done as far as would quote-unquote be cooking in the vehicle is I actually had a crock pot plugged in because we were on our way to a party, and then the beans needed a little bit more time. We wanted them to be hot, so we actually still had them cooked in that crock pot before we got there. That way they would be ready when we got to the party.
Like a cigarette lighter kind of thing?
Exactly.
Wow.
Had a little adapter in there.
Okay.
That's all we did.
Okay.
I've seen that before. Seriously.
Right.
My buddy, he picked me up once. And he had the crock pot behind the passenger seat and plugged into
exactly.
the
And it smells delicious. Other than that, really don't practice cooking in your car.
No. I'm racking my brain out. Have I ever cooked anything in a car?
No. Another news sticking to Canada. Toronto has a new scoundrel that they're on the lookout for. Or it's a slow day in the news, one of the two. It's been reported that someone has taken advantage of the fresh snow in Riverdale Park and has drawn two massive penises in the snow. It was noted that the phallic drawings were made on the most popular sledding hill in the city.
No one there seems particularly upset.
No.
I would sure.
Everyone there is just kind of like, yeah, there's a giant
We're in
penis.
lockdown for a month. No one's going to see it.
It's snow. Just kick it.
Right.
Also, there's snow. Expect a penis.
Exactly.
I draw a penis almost every time it snows.
That's what
and
I
I'm
mean.
not a huge penis drawer.
That's right.
But there's snow. You can draw a penis. What you going to do?
It'll be gone tomorrow.
I don't write my name on the ground, but if it snows and I got to pee, I'm going to spell my name.
In cursive. You never write in cursive.
I never get my full name. I usually get Steve.
Yeah. Well, the S takes a lot.
You can get old Ted out, right?
Yeah.
He's got a big T.
I don't sign it Ted, though. I use my government name.
Good man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I try to do it, I don't know.
He's fast.
Yeah, but I also, was it 4 years ago? I had a ballot sent back because they were like, your signature is fake. I was like, no, it's terrible. Let me sign it again, send it back, and it was fine. It got counted. But, yeah.
Oh, damn, my bad. You're right. You ain't kidding.
A woman in Florida is under attack from her boyfriend's ex. The woman called police after the ex used her personal information to create a dating profile complete with pictures, home address, and phone number.
Oh, jeez.
The result was multiple unwarranted advances from men all over, sending her aggressive messages and the age-old nude photo. The call to police came after a slew of men showed up to her front door after being promised, quote, fresh meth tonight.
All right.
As well as an open invitation for brief sexual encounters. The ex has been arrested and faces harassment and cyber-stalking charges.
Yeah, I guess so.
This goes back again to just straight crazy.
That's why he's not with the ex anymore.
Exactly. I don't know how somebody can work it out in their brain that this is an acceptable thing.
That's why he broke up. Because it's hard to channel why that would be acceptable, but I guarantee he looked at his current girlfriend and said, any more questions?
Right.
Are we done now?
Now you know.
Also, you're not insane.
Right.
Like a lot of these things are always hard for us normal people to fathom because it's like, why would you do that?
Right. I mean, sure, yeah, you fantasize about some weird stuff from time to time, but you don't even get anywhere near actually executing it.
I wouldn't say time to time. Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Dream about, Moving on here. We've seen multiple examples of do as I say, not as I do from multiple reputable people as we head into the holiday season, but the latest comes from a man on Instagram previously dubbed the, quote, sexiest doctor alive. The doctor has been telling millions of followers on Instagram to think before traveling, wear a mask, and social distance for a while now, but he's recently come under fire from said followers after photos surfaced of him in Miami on a yacht surrounded by 14 other people, mainly stunning bikini-clad women.
I'm not saying it's okay. I understand.
Right.
And look, he's the doctor. Of course he's
right.
If your doctor smokes, I tell you not to smoke. I tell my kids not to smoke. I'm a smoker. I tell my kids to do their homework. I never did homework a day in my life. I get it.
I'm mad, but I'm not mad. That is it for your headlines with that, Mike Hakazak.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Gobble, gobble. Please be safe over the holidays. Enjoy your time with whoever you bring into your lexicon there. The lovely Taryn Daly's up next.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, we be all about this, bitch. Happy Thanksgiving, bitches. Until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Everyone is talking about Top Gun Maverick, and it's now the #1 movie in the world.
Outstanding.
It will leave you cheering.
Yes.
And is the ultimate summer movie experience.
Damn right.
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.